going? We thought we'd give you a quick update. I've been busy for the last 2 weeks, really focusing on doing most of the scale parts for the cockpit. So as you can see here, I'm sitting right next to the plane. We've now got the cockpit floor in, as you can see here. Hopefully you can all see it well enough. I'll put my phone just to sort of highlight for you all. So we've got the cockpit floor in here. You can see the control column there. We've got obviously the, this is all just sitting in there and hasn't been glued in yet. We've got the instrument panel. If you come up here, you can see we've got the beautiful machine gun sitting in the right spot, which is great. Then if you come back here and just have a little bit of a look, you can see I've made the supports for the machine guns, which I'm really proud of. Made them out of copper tube and sort of fabricated those brackets. But if we go down here and have a look on the table, this is where all the really, really cool stuff's been going on. So first and foremost, that's the throttle quadrant. So hopefully you can see it all nicely. That's it. Come in maybe a bit closer. That's it. So as you can see, I think this one's throttle and that one's mixture, or it might be around the other way. But anyway, I'm quite proud of that because the kit that I bought only had the lower one and then I made the top one, and I quite like the way these little wooden handles have turned out as well. So that's ready to be installed. Then the next part is, this is actually for the spark. So think about it, this is back in 2016, back in 1916, 1917, and engines had a spark, advance and retard. So this actually goes in the cockpit just in front of the throttle quadrant. Then we have, we've got one of the beautiful gauges, the tachometer I think it is, that Doc made, which I've shown you previously, but that's in the pile. I made the anemometer, I think it is, so that goes out on one of the wing struts, and that basically tells the pilot, the face angles in towards the pilot, and it tells him how fast he's going. So they do it out on the wing strut so that it's not affected by the prop wash. That's that. I think this is actually the level of the fuel tank. So this actually was just a little piece that I bought. That's plastic there, but I actually added in this little metal piece underneath to make it look more like it's aluminium sheeting. So you can see that. So that's pretty cool. Then I made a couple of pumps. So this is actually the fuel pump. So before the pilot starts the plane, it gives this a couple of pumps and it puts a bit of pressure into the fuel tank, which helps the fuel go through into the engine. So I'm really happy with the way that's looking. So I made that all myself. Then we have this one. So this is a funny little one. So this little short stubby, what looks like a pump. It's actually a grease pump. So I think every hour or so, the pilot turns this handle and it pushes more grease out into the main parts of the engine. So again, we've got to remember this is 1900, so that was the way engines worked back then, but I'm really, really happy with that. And finally, the one that looks absolutely incredible, I can't claim to have made all this myself, but this is actually the Bamberg compass. So as you can see, that's actually all plastic, but I've just painted it up in gold paint to make it look like it's brass. And then it even has the face in there with a glass top on it. So anyway, all together, so if you gather all these parts together and you have a look on the table down here, it's quite a collection of really, really cool pieces now. So now we get to install them. A couple of other things I think we've shown you before. Here's the awesome seat that I made. That's real leather, and this is removable. So what I'm going to probably do is make the seat removable and put screws through here. This sits on this seat frame, which I just made from scratch. Seat sits on there like that. The upright rights here go into you can see it here, go into the uprights in here like that, and the seat sits in on top like that. It's a bit tricky getting the seat in. It's getting so crowded in here. It's one of the real tricks now is to get everything to fit and get it in and out without breaking anything else. So there you go, the seat sits like that. So I'm really, really happy with the way that's come together. The next thing that I've been working on, for those of you who know the Fokker D.VII really well, lozenge fabric is a big part of it. So I actually did a little test piece just to get used to firstly using the lozenge on a backing, and then I made the little leather cutouts. That's where the control cables go through, and then I stitched it in using stitching, just because that's what we're going to be doing when I put the backing of the cockpit in. So I wasn't actually going to show you this today, but you've kind of come down when I was like halfway through it. So I've made a wooden frame here. This is the fabric, stretched it over the top of the wooden frame, and then this is quite cool. So I basically bought a little brass eyelet set, and I'm setting all these eyelets. So eventually this will be stitched in, and it will be sitting in behind here like this. Try and put it in. I'll probably break something, but maybe I'll try and do it. Anyway, but it does fit. I've already had it in there. It'll be like that, and then we'll put all of the stitching around the outside of the uprights here. So that's going to make it look absolutely fantastic. So very, very pleased with that. So really, that's what we've been doing the last 2 weeks. It's really just lots of rinse and repeat on the scale details. They do take quite a lot of time. Here are the ammo boxes, which I've been on a bit of a journey with. I've had, initially when I got them from Arizona, they were like double that thickness, and it just wasn't right, it wasn't scale. And then these bolts looked really weird and out of place. So as you can see, these are the ammo chutes. The bolts are going to go in like that. And then they go up and they feed into the guns, which again is going to look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, so really once I finish this cockpit backing with the lozenge today, really what we do is we're really just going to start putting all these pieces in. So I think what we might do is we might come back and give you another update when it's all assembled, and we'll give you a bit of a tour of the cockpit. But listen, it's looking really, really great. I've been lucky enough to get a bit of momentum going in the last few weeks with having a bit more time with my work and not so much kids sport. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along on the build. We'll see you next time.